Let's then come to the second question, because this is a question which again has become top of the mind. Is Savarkar a divisive figure? Should Savarkar be seen purely as a divisive figure? Remember, there were riots or flare-ups this week in Shimoga, in Karnataka, over Savarkar posters there. Kumar, Ketkar, you start first this. Do you believe that Savarkar by his very nature is divisive? Or do you believe, as many people in Maharashtra believe, that he's not got his due? And maybe the BJP is finally giving Savarkar his due as a freedom fighter.
At the outset, you must recognize that BJP and its earlier avatar Jansangh were opposed to Savarkar. They were opposed to Hindu Mahasabha. Jansangh fought against Hindu Mahasabha. Jansangh did not believe in Savarkar's line of thinking, because Savarkar, they thought, is actually distorting the idea of Hindu Rashtra, which was, according to them, a cultural Hindu Rashtra. So let us not bring Savarkar as if he is a representative of BJP or Jansangh. Savarkar never supported the RSS. In fact, let us not forget that Hindu Mahasabha was formed in 1915 when Savarkar was in jail, and RSS is formed in 1925, 10 years after Hindu Mahasabha. Savarkar became leader of Hindu Mahasabha after he was released in 1924.
But do you see him as a freedom hero? Do you see him as a freedom hero?
No, let us not say that Savarkar was humiliated by Congress or by others or by anybody. Savarkar was primarily humiliated by the Jansangh and the RSS. RSS before, and Jansangh was born in 1950.
Right.
So let us not compare unnecessarily such things. And moreover, you must not forget that after 1924 or 1927, Savarkar's contribution to India's development or India's freedom, they were 20 years before. 1947 we got freedom. He actually started working in 1927, but work for what? What institutions did he build? What worldview did he give? What was the new idea that he gave to the world? So many ideas were actually in conflict with each other between 1910 and 1950. The world was changing, and all of the leaders, including Patel and Bose and others, died prematurely. You can say it is very unfortunate. Savarkar did not die. Savarkar was alive till 1966. But what is his actual contribution? And therefore, while appreciating Savarkar's view towards science, Savarkar's view towards patriotic India, nobody questions that. Not even Congress. Actually, Indira Gandhi allowed the portrait to
That's
be there.
right.
Not that. The question is not. The question is, what is his actual contribution
Okay,
in the actual freedom movement and post-independence India build-up?
Okay, let Rakesh Sinha very quickly answer that. Rakesh Sinha, you all make so much of Savarkar. The fact is, according to Kumar Ketkar, he had an uneasy relationship with the RSS, but more importantly, he's questioning his real contribution to the freedom struggle. You cannot equate him to the Gandhis and the Nehrus and the Patels and the manner that is being attempted.
Savarkar has never been the part of the RSS or later Jansangh. He is our ideological neighbor. And being the ideological neighbor, we have certain commonalities and we respect his contribution in the freedom movement, his sacrifices. Despite all the propaganda, continuous propaganda, undiminished propaganda by the Marxist and Nehruvian historians and political leaders, Savarkar's impact on the masses remained undiminished. And inspiration remain undiminished because masses are not unwise. They understand the meaning of sacrifice. They understand the nature of sacrifice. Now the second point of Savarkar, one thing always raised that
the Congress sees him, a large section of the secularists see him as an apologist, as someone who didn't participate in Quit India, who post 1924 didn't get involved in the real struggle.
Rajdeep, let me complete this. Yes. One question which is always raised, that his apology. I am telling you that during the freedom movement there has been various strategies, and Ram Prasad Bismil in the Kakori conspiracy case, Asfullah Khan wrote 3 mercy petitions. Does it mean that he was a traitor? And 62 intellectuals of Varanasi sent a petition to Viceroy to forgive him. Ram Prasad Bismil wrote that it was a mistake on his part that he participated in the movement. Now he would not participate. Maharishi Arvind shifted from India to Pondicherry, which was under French settlement. So does it mean that all these people were against India's freedom or were traitors? This means that Marxists have selectively targeted Savarkar, and every freedom fighter has their own perspective and the role. Okay, third point, important point is that Savarkar defined, just last ending, Savarkar defined nationalism in the civilizational context. He has never attacked the Muslims. He defined India as a geo-cultural nationalism, and geo-cultural nationalism, and he also defined the Muslim behavioral pattern and their value of life and Shariat, which don't allow them to be mixed with the India's geo-cultural nationalism, which we are finding that all over the world there are certain problems that there is a binary all over the world emerging. So Savarkar was a very true in his context, defining the India's nationalism.